Well, for the first time since 2015, United have failed to score in Boxing Day, all on Boxing Day. And before we came into this game of football, no team had gone ahead to score more goals than Manchester United on Boxing Day, meaning that we are really looking bad and ugly as a club of Manchester United. Another loss at Manchester United. And I told you, by the way, when this new manager came in through, I told you that it's not that I never wanted Eric Ten Hag not to get sacked. All I wanted was this board should have kept Eric Ten Hag here to obviously rectify, to use him as a litmus test on whether everything is okay. And then they would have gone ahead, obviously, getting Ruben Amorim thereafter. But it shows you that the problems are still at Manchester United, and it went ahead to reflect after we lost to Nottingham Forest, and Dan Ashworth, a sporting director that had gone ahead to spend 5 months at the club of Manchester United, he got sacked by the board of Manchester United. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is. And another loss, guys, another loss. And I never did a match preview, but you remember when I was really doing the match reaction last time when we lost to Bournemouth, I told you Molineux is not an easy ground with a new manager coming in through. That had to make it even much more harder, as a new manager bounce was obviously hard to be thought of. So again, Ruben Amorim has been here, and how many games have we lost? Let me count. Ipswich, it was a draw. Arsenal, Everton, it was a win, and Man City, meaning that he has only 2 wins, in the game of against Man City and against Everton. But we have losses. We've just had losses with Wolverhampton Wanderers today, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest. Those are 4, right? Those are 4 losses. 4 losses, 2 wins, and 1 draw. Meaning that in 7 games, he has lost 4. And this is what I feared for Manchester United, because if you are Sir Jim Ratcliffe and your board, and you make a decision to sack a manager who had gone ahead to play 8 games, and in 8 games, I think he had lost to Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, West Ham, and we had lost to Brighton, West Ham, Liverpool, and Spurs. You get? And he had wins from a game of Fulham, Southampton, Brentford, and he had a draw with Aston Villa, and he had a draw with Crystal Palace. You understand? That is really very, 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 very bad. He was not doing well, but I think if you sack a manager for losing 4 losses, winning 3 and drawing twice in 9 games, that means you have set a precedent that whichever manager comes in through and obviously puts in such a performance, you're obviously going to be sacking him. And this is one of the things I really want to comment about, that for Ruben Amorim, I think he was desperate to come to Manchester United. And if I was Ruben Amorim, what I want to tell you, please, why not come after the end of the summer? You get? And him deciding to come in through and thinking that he can obviously change things immediately was really something that I cannot obviously come up and obviously back up here onto this channel of Manchester United. And I tell you, things are yet to go worse for the club of Manchester United. I'm telling you this. Not because that I don't love Ruben Amorim to really do the needful, but I tell you what, it's obviously very, very, very bad for the club of Manchester United. And I told you what the board went ahead to do. The most ugly thing they did was bringing in a manager who plays a system that is different from what the club of Manchester United was really playing, in the middle of the season. I think If they wanted to make any changes, what they had to do was simple. They had to obviously wait and bring in Ruben Amorim after the summer. But if Ruben Amorim had agreed to come in through, I think, sticking to the system that we had would have gone ahead to get better, because we don't have enough time. He doesn't have enough time to teach these players. And he has been very, very open to himself and the people that we don't have enough time to train because we have very many games, almost 2 games every week. You understand? So it is really getting worse for the manager, and I feel for him. I have my friend of mine here. He's known as what's his name? Damian has come out and told me that Rokani, the problem is quality. And I was asking him, please, if you're talking about quality, United and Wolverhampton Wanderers, who has better quality? It's Manchester United. United has better quality players, even if you're to compare them with Bournemouth. But it is a combination of factors that we are losing games. I tell you, it's a combination of very many factors that we are losing games. I tell you. So, Man United has found themselves in a losing position once again, and this is the 7th Premier League game for Ruben Amorim, and he has gone ahead to drop points again. And I really worry and feel for him, because we are playing Newcastle at Old Trafford next, right? Then we play away at Liverpool, then play away at Arsenal. Now, at the look of how things are really going through, can players bounce back at Old Trafford? It's going to be another hard game for Manchester United, obviously, coming through. And I've seen people moaning about Bruno Fernandes' red card. You know my stance on Bruno Fernandes. I've always told you, he's not the guy. He's not the guy to lead that team. He's not the number 10 we need. That is it. He's not the number 10 we need. We need a better number 10. A modern number 10. That is it. And it was a very huge mistake by Ineos to give him a new contract. That is it. Very huge mistake, and keeping him around here, I think, was a very bad mistake. Because when you look at Chelsea, they went ahead and obviously said, let's trust the youngsters. And they're really having youngsters into their team. And the team is really trying to do the needful. And they're really having, 35 points as we speak right about now. That is the side of Chelsea. So I think what Ineos have to do is they should be patient with this manager, and that is the huge question, or that is the huge doubt that I really have, because at Nice they haven't gone ahead to be this patient. They haven't. Every year they happen to sack a manager, and I don't think that if this form continues, and Ruben Amorim is not winning games, I don't think they're going to spare him. We might see a manager serving the shortest period at Manchester United and get sacked. We cannot rule it out, because these players are really the people who are owning Manchester United are trigger happy. I don't want to see my manager getting sacked, because I believe that Erik ten Hag, Ruben Amorim were good managers. And they're good managers. But this board has failed to obviously understand that for United to do what we call a huge turnaround, we need to keep a manager here for like 5 years. That is it. If we are to turn things around, we need to keep Ruben Amorim here for 5 years. Let him get all, like Ten Hag was doing, get out all the players and get in new ones who can really play in a system such that the open heart surgery is really very, very complete. So I don't even want to delve deep into that game of football, because the corner that we concede, I think our set piece coach needs to be doing better. How can these players allow 2 players, to be in between our goalkeeper? How can our goalkeeper be in between 2 players? Obviously it was the same thing that they did when you were conceding against Tottenham Hotspur, and the same thing happened today, and that ball went ahead to cross the line. So it is really very, very, very absurd that we don't defend set pieces like that. And we have to first safeguard our keeper, because if the goalkeeper loses mobility, then he won't obviously come up to stop any ball that will be given or that will be thrown into our area. That is it. So I want to let you know that I didn't think that I didn't see any player looking good in that game. We all looked bad. Matthias Tuna, 58th minute, scoring a goal, and then Huang Li Chen went ahead to obviously score a second one with Matthias Tuna coming in through to obviously put in that assist. So that is how United looked on the night away at Molineux, and I warned you about it. Now, 7 shots by Wolves, 11 shots by Man United, 4 shots on target by both sides, 51% ball possession by Wolves. United had 49% ball possession, 472 passes completed by Wolverhampton Wanderers, 455 passes completed by Manchester United, 83% passing accuracy by Wolverhampton Wanderers, and 80% passing accuracy by Man United. 12 fouls to each side, 2 yellow cards to both sides, 0 red cards to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and 1 red card to Manchester United. It's captain Bruno Fernandes, and this season, this is his 3rd red card. 1 against Spurs, 1 against FC Porto, and this is the 3rd one. And I tell you, he really loses his head always. I tell you, he's a man who is fond of losing his head, and I think it's not looking good for him. That is it. It's not looking good for him at Manchester United, and I think him, Rashford, Casemiro, Eriksen, Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Luke Shaw, those players should obviously be let go. They should let them go and leave the club of Manchester United, because I don't think that they still have anything further to obviously offer to the club of Manchester United. Let them go. Let them go. And when you look at those players, most of them are in their early 30s, and others are really in their late 20s. Why don't we let them go and get in other players altogether? You understand? 3 offsides to Wolverhampton Wanderers and 1 offside to Man United. 4 corners to both sides. Now, how does the table really look? Liverpool is in action right now. They are losing to Leicester by 1-0. Chelsea lost. Now they're having 35 points, and all we want to see is where is Manchester United. United is now 14th, 18 games played, and they're having 22 points. That is Manchester United for you, and that's how everything is really looking like at the side of Manchester United. And a lot of things are really not going okay, and I tell you, Everton has played 17 games, meaning that they have a game in hand, and we are 14th right now. So we pray to it that things really get back to normal, but I know Ruben Amorim has to understand that it's still a long way to go at the club of Manchester United. So guys, that's what I had for you. Match reaction. United obviously have gone ahead to drop other points, and it's really very irritating. And for the manager, you really think of what the solution is going to be. I've gone ahead to see some people say he should be given his own players. Guys, let me tell you, United as it is, they cannot give Amorim all the players he wants. And even if they give him all the players he wants, where do you get the guarantee that all those players will obviously come and really hit the ground running? He might even sign them and will even look more worse than how you're looking right now, because they'll need to obviously fit into the system. You understand? So I think it's still tricky. All what I have to do is the board should understand that we should give Ruben Amorim 5 years. Let him rebuild this team, and see how things are really going to be panning out. Even if he doesn't perform well next season, let's keep him around. Let him get rid of these players that are really earning astronomical wages. Let's get in players that are really young and willing to put their foot or their badge or to put their life on the line to obviously get points for the club of Manchester United. I'm out. Bye-bye.